everybody. Once again, you join us at the beginning of a new month and the continuation of your YouTube journey. That is right. My name is Rob, and I will be here with you for the next couple of hours, guiding you through what is the regular channel audit live stream here from vidIQ. If you are brand new, do let us know in the chat and where you are speaking to us in the world today. A TLDR is that you're going to submit your channels in the forms that are now open and available in the description, and you are going to allow us to offer our constructive criticism, feedback, motivation, inspiration, guidance, and perhaps a little bit of entertainment along the way with what we do here as channel audits, helping you grow your YouTube channels, because we are all, of course, creator obsessed about this thing where we get to share our message, our values, and positively impacts people across the world, as we hope to do with you this week, as always. And I couldn't do this without an esteemed guest co-host. We swap responsibilities. Dan had that job last week of hosting, did an excellent job, but he gets to sit back, relax, just quizzically raise his eyebrows, wonder where he's been for the last week. And there he is. Hey, Dan, you're back online. Welcome back.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I pinned it. I pinned the comment.
Bada bing, bada bum. What have you just pinned?
I told everybody that if they super chat, we're not going to give them a channel review, but we might answer their questions.
So you were just, if you do have this fictional bingo card, which we'll probably do at some point, we'll get ChatGPT to get the transcripts from the last 5 years of channel audits and then create a bingo card out of it. One of those bingo card things will be asking for a channel audit through super chats, which of course never actually happens, but at least one person asks every single week. But yeah, we just want to say hello to all of these people joining us. Like, for example, we've got this person with not enough vowels in their channel name to correctly to pronounce it. Guaq. I can't say that, but they're saying hello to you, Dan.
I like how it's the name and then the way they type messages too.
Yeah, Dan as well. We're also saying hello to the Masoud Deragan. Again, we'll apologize many times this week for mispronouncing your names. We have no chance of pronouncing this one. This is presumably an Eastern European language. Hello, Rob and Den. Hey,
Whoa.
Den.
They didn't say hi to Jeff.
Oh, Jeff. How's it going?
Just left me hanging.
Welcome. I did not see you in the green room there. I do apologize, but Jeff, how's it going? Thanks a lot for joining us so early. This is awesome.
Doing okay, you know.
Great stuff, great stuff. Well, we're all here, so I think we're just about ready to go live, in the sense that we're going to start auditing channels. Not live. You know, I did rescue that sentence, Dan. I didn't know where I was going for a second. We do just have one bit of housekeeping to do.
House cleaning.
That does now actually mean we are officially live, and I'm trying to keep it like a loose track of where we are subscriber counts wise. So this week we're now at 1,792,182 subscribers. We may hit 1.8 million by this time next week. Who
Today.
knows? You can make it happen.
Today.
Yes, you. Which camera am I pointing at? You. One of you, either one who's watching, can make this happen. But yeah, we might try and have a look again. Look, at least one person subscribed, so thanks. But anyway, we'll get back to that, because first of all, if you are new here, you need to know how this shindig works. So here's a 37-second explainer on what's going on. That's the wrong video. Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started. I love the fact that everybody just finds my technical errors like comedic. Like, you were almost expecting that I was going to play the wrong video there, and that's probably something else that would be on the vidIQ channel audit live stream bingo card. But we now can get to a bit of business. Before we do, we'll just remind you that yes, super chats are covered in the live stream. We will answer those questions if they come through, as long as they are broad enough for us to be able to combat them for the entire community. Super chats will not guarantee you a channel audit of any description, and you might just want to check the description just to make sure that your channel that's submitted follows our kind of broad guidelines, in the sense that if it looks a bit inappropriate for a PG universal audience, we'll just have to say, don't think we can cover this channel here on this live stream, and we'll move on. So apologies in advance if that does happen. But with that being said, Jeff, Dan, shall we get to some channel auditing?
Hit that button, Rob.
All right.
Rob, that was the wrong button again.
Like, Dan's now trolling me. I did not press that button. Press that button for some reason. Anyway, let's audit a channel. And the first channel we're looking at today that's submitted on the non-gaming channel form calls themselves I Am JayRts. The lack of vowels this week in channel names is perturbing me. But this channel has 1,000 subscribers, and they describe themselves as a daily parody videos channel. So I'll just open it up to Jeff and Dan for your initial thoughts here of what you think this channel may be about.
Just googly eyes on all.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to bring consistency across your thumbnails using only screen grabs. So kudos to them for that. When I saw the name of with the RTS, I was thinking that they were like, you know, maybe real-time strategy gaming, something along those lines. But from the banner for daily parody videos, so I'm assuming this is some sort of comedy channel from what I can tell, but it's just tough to it's a little tough to tell exactly what's going on here, because I'm seeing a lot of Better Call Saul, so I'm not exactly sure what's happening.
It's this theme of like they're trying to repeat the title Better Call Saul in a nutshell, episode 7. So like it's weird to do a parody channel but then like do serialized parody content. I would say that what you should be doing is just titling the videos per situation. You should drop the episode title, you should drop the Better Call Saul in a nutshell, unless you're going to cover the entire series in one kind of funny video essay, and just what happens in the clip. You know, like if it's going to be a parody clip, just focus the title around what's happening in the clip, because we don't really know. We just see Walter White with googly eyes, and it's not really telling us anything. So we look to the title, and it's like, oh, this show in a nutshell. But people don't look at Breaking Bad as a silly show where everyone has googly eyes on, right? So, you know, it's okay to put the googly eyes, but the title needs to back that up with some kind of like hint of like what you're making fun of.
I don't know. I think you've been a little over critical, both of you here, just in my opinion. Like, I agree with the googly eyes. It just gives a nice kind of cute comedic branding to all of his thumbnails. Like, you instantly know that it's the next episode from this creator. And like, if they are going to do a series and like it's this episode in a nutshell, kind of condensed down into 2 minutes, I kind of get that that consistent vibe as well. So, you know, for me, the packaging actually is quite intriguing. But watch what happens when you just click on one of these videos.
Sir, did you steal your neighbor's newspaper?
Yeah, why?
I am going to arrest you.
Wait, please. I'm sensitive to electricity.
I am going to taser you.
Wait, no, that's not a good idea.
Hey, I saw you save that.
So I'll pause it there. And I just want to talk about expectation versus the reality of the videos, in the sense that we are kind of getting a summary of maybe one of the Better Call Saul episodes, but visually and audibly, it's completely different to what's promised in the title and the thumbnail, at least in my opinion. If we go back to, you know, this is a thumbnail, this is what you immediately encounter.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word overpromise, underdeliver, but it
That's
feels
a lot more
like
than one word anyway.
Yeah, sorry. Well, a phrase. God, you're really on me today, Dan, but that's fine. I accept that. Do you just think that when somebody clicks into this, like within 3 seconds, it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this and I'm not sure I want to watch it?
I thought it was charming to see the car kind of like Photoshop its way onto the screen with the motor sound and stuff.
This is one of the better ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I expected a parody for sure. It says parody at the end. I still agree that I still disagree, and I think the titles are what is underselling. Like, I know they're trying to make it about each episode, but do you remember the names of all the Better Call Saul episodes? It's been a while. You know?
Not one of them. No.
Right. So it just should be about the characters, I still think, because that would have at least prepared me a little bit more for what I just saw. Maybe. But yes, I agree. It is weird to see the thumbnail of like a Saul sitting somberly somewhere or whatever, and then to see the cartoony kind of like animations come in. You weren't expecting that, you know? I almost think the thumbnail needs to be a little bit more indicative of what's going to be in the content, because you have the googly eyes, which should be there, like you've Saul, but then include one of your characters or something to give me a sense of like, okay, you have the real thing and I'm going to make fun of it. And I don't have Photoshop open. I can't show you what's in my head. But to me, I feel like it could just make a lot more sense. The video itself, I think it becomes a matter of taste at that point. Do you like that style of humor or not? It's not really for me, but I can see why someone would like it.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jeff, before I summarize on this one?
No, not for me, man. You guys got it covered.
What I would want to finish with is I am inspired, maybe taking it a bit too far, but I'm encouraged at the level of creativity and effort that's going into each of these videos. Because if I just unmute it for a second.
I appreciate it, but I already work at a Chit-Chat.
What I think they're doing is like a combination of just AI voices, but then they've created a JonimeE AI voice to use and a Kim Wexler AI voice to use. So there's a lot of effort going into almost like the scripting, the recording of the audio, and like even though the cartoon style is very basic, I can see these taking hours to put together. So I want to credit the creator for like having that desire and passion and just effort to make these videos. But as we say, there seems to be kind of flaws in maybe the execution, the packaging, those kind of concepts for the channel overall. And they haven't made a video for a month either. So I don't know if they're looking for us for guidance to just get back into it as a whole, you know, to just new ideas to restart. But maybe we've helped you there a little bit. And so that was the first channel that submitted this week on the forms, and they can now be filled in. You may get randomly selected later on in the live stream. The next channel we're going to audit is the first gaming channel that took our interest, and they call themselves AmiriTV. They are approaching 3,000 subscribers and have a lot of YouTube experience already with over 500 videos.
Wow.
And like Dan, first impressions, I'm seeing a horror channel. I'm seeing a Friday nights vibe and some quite striking thumbnails for this horror gaming genre as well. What are your initial impressions here?
Yeah, this is pretty cool to see. I would say that while they do have some more horror themed videos, we can't ignore the latest video being Roblox. It doesn't look like a horror video in this case, yet it's a big outlier for the channel. Our tool is saying 20x what they would normally get in this time frame. So it's at 1.2k views now, but it was only posted 2 days ago.
Just 2 days, yeah.
So this could be a banger for them, and it may steer them in a different direction depending on like the kind of content they want to make, because we're going to say double down on what's working, right? So if this style of content, this Roblox game where you can like fight your friends and stuff works out, there's no reason why you can't continue doing stuff like that. I mean, you could keep trying all of it. The views on the older videos aren't bad. I'm just curious to see where that video ends up in like a week from now.
Question to both of you. There's something unique about these thumbnails, and I think I've spotted what it is, but I'm just wondering if you can identify the thing that makes these thumbnails unique in one sense. Do I have to draw?
You might have to draw.
Okay, so if I circle that, and if I circle that,
What are you circling? Oh, I see.
And if I circle that, and if I kind of circle that,
The light source.
yeah, there's kind of like a themed light source coming from a certain point in a thumbnail, which especially for this horror genre, just adds kind of like first of all, an opportunity to raise the brightness of a thumbnail as a whole.
Yeah.
But just like like my eye isn't directly drawn to it, but it just adds an extra flavor or sense or style to the thumbnails. And I just thought that was quite an inventive approach, thumbnail wise. And it's even in this one, it feels as if the light source is coming from up here, even on a bright thumbnail. I thought it's got quite a cute tactic.
It does seem like the attention to details there too, in that thumbnail on the left side, and then down one, right to the middle left thumbnail. The light is like coming off their face from that same part of the source. So yeah, that does seem like that does speak to like a good attention to detail in their thumbnail creation process.
Agreed. So Dan, beyond the new avenue that I may be going down here, like, is there anything else jumping out on you in terms of, I don't know, video length, packaging, titles? Like they seem to capitalize everything.
Yeah,
I assume that's working for their audience. Are they posting enough content? That's those type of questions. I think
titles and thumbnails are good. I think what they might want to play with going forward is concepts of the videos themselves. Right. So beating the hell out of my friends in Project Smash is interesting, but it also is probably exactly how you would expect Project Smash to go as a game. I've never played it. It looks like kind of like Super Smash Bros, but in Roblox, I suppose. I think trying to be creative and taking it up a notch would be interesting. So like, yes, you can fight your friends in this game, but maybe you want to put some kind of other limitation or other stakes or something in the video and make that a little bit more clear in the title. And this is just a strategy for making the game stand out even more as people are scrolling through YouTube and thinking like, oh wow, like they're playing this game that I enjoy, but they're doing it in this certain kind of way. And they're going to break it, or they're going to, you know, only play with this one character, Woody from Toy Story, or whatever it might be. It's concepts. I hope that makes sense. It's hard to just say the word concept and throw it out there and expect people to know what I'm talking about. We talk about titles, talk about thumbnails. Sometimes those can be on point, but the content itself is like, oh, that's cool. But I want people to look at it and go, ah, that's cool. And I want them to click on it.
I was just playing one of the videos there visually, and it seemed like there was a strong editing style to it. I'm just going to play another one. First 15 seconds, we'll have the audio on this time.
Okay, so guys, basically the purpose of this is to basically find toys, meaning the door will be open. But in the meantime, this boy right here, he's growing a bit. He's tall as hell, and he could crawl and run towards you.
Okay, what did you think to that intro or hook?
I like that things were being explained right out of the gate. The audio was a bit difficult, and I know you're streaming it to us, but like,
yeah,
the balance
it felt quiet.
Yeah, the balance between their voice and then the sound effects was way off. So a little bit of audio balancing would help. I appreciate when I watch videos where a bunch of people get their friends together and they're all talking. One thing I can't stand in an intro is when everyone's talking over each other. So
sure.
I don't know if their friends are going to talk at some point, but I appreciate there was one person just trying to explain, all right, so you got to find these toys. And it would have been cool if they had wrapped it up by saying like, and the first one to find all the toys wins, or something simple like that, you know, because it seemed like things were just getting going, but I'm like, oh, wait, did I hear all the rules? Do I know what's going on? You know, I felt a little bit lost.
I agree. I thought that it wasn't explained simply enough or explicitly enough. Maybe it would have helped with just a 20-word VO narration of like what's exactly happening, or the stakes, or the challenge, rather than it felt like you just jumped into the commentary in the game you were playing itself. And I think it just needed a bit of an establishing line or text or something that may have helped. Yeah. But we were just judging one video there. But yeah, any final thoughts on AmiriTV? I'm just going to go through the shorts, see if they're doing anything in shorts. They've had medium success, like each shot is getting over 1,000 views. They're using the community tab. Not as much as they should do, but they just found out it was their birthday today, which is pretty cool for them.
Hey, happy birthday.
Just found out.
I think there is a little bit of a cheeky side to his creator, because the channel description is literally chicken nuggets. I'm fine with that. Like, it just makes me hungry. So yeah, I think we'll give AmiriTV there a thumbs up, and interesting to know what you're going to do with this new series and if you're going to develop that a little bit more. But that was the first gaming channel, which means that we have to go a little self-indulgent here, as we always do when I'm hosting, and talk about the video games that you've been playing over the last week. So what I want you to do is tell us what video game you're playing, and then give us a rating out of 10 of your experience on that game, like how much you're enjoying it. I just want to add a little bit more of a conversation here. So Dan, if I was to ask you, what game or games have you been playing over the last week, and like your out of 10 gaming week experience-wise, or like if you've completed anything, stuff like that.
So I've been obsessed with now Last Epoch, which is like Diablo. It's like what Diablo 4 should have been. And I wasn't going to play it, but everyone's I know is playing it. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll play it. So I've been really, really into that. My gaming week as a whole, though, 1 out of 10, because I want to play more Last Epoch. And how am I supposed to do that if I got all this stuff going on? So game good, time.
I think Dan just wants to use that sound effect.
I just wanted to use the fart sound effect. Yeah.
If we're being honest, a lot of people having 10 of 10 weeks, and in this context, by the way, I'm meaning 10 of 10 is really good. Like you're having a brilliant week. We're not doing a YouTube version out of 10. Stop it, Dan. Jeff, have you been playing anything, and like your rating out of 10?
Be a 0 out of 10 because I haven't had time to play anything.
Oh
So,
no.
an NA out of 10. Look, well, Dan, at least you got one fan there. So I have been playing, Dan, if you can just continue clicking on some people's games and their ratings. I think I remember I was playing Shadowfall last week, or was it Killzone Shadowfall? I can't remember what the game was called now. But there was a very short single-player campaign there. Finished it, all good, fine. And I don't know if this ever happens to you, but if you have PlayStation Network or the Xbox Game Pass, when you're trying to look for a new game to play, you reach a 30 minutes to an hour's worth of paralysis, saying, I don't know which game I want to play next, because any game I start is like a 20 to 30 hour investment. So I was downloading several games, trying to decide which one to play. And while I was waiting for it to download, I started the DLC of Final Fantasy VII, which is Yuffie's campaign, which is like a quick 2-chapter campaign. So I think I'll be working through that over the next week. Still enjoying VR cricket. Does one single person here play VR cricket?
Look,
on the Quest 3.
Cricket lover.
Yeah, but VR cricket.
Well, no, cricket lover's not a coward like you.
Fair enough. So I'm going to give my rating a 6 out of 10, because it's always good to complete a game, but I'm kind of a little bit lost as to where I want to go next with my gaming week. I think that'll be decided when I finish the DLC campaign on Final Fantasy VII. But thank you, everybody, for indulging me for a moment. And we'll go back to some actual channel audits now. And the next one we're going to audit is called ForestFLICKS. They look as if they are a relatively new channel here on YouTube. Let's check. So they've been on the platform for about 4 or 5 months. They have 5 long-form videos. How many shorts have they got? Similar number, maybe 10. Dan, I think you wanted to investigate this one, because this looks like something completely new and different to me.
It is, and it's really cool. If you, before we click into a video, I'm just going to say, when we do, like, it's stunning. They do, the photography is top-notch. But so this latest video is the big outlier on the channel, which is always encouraging to see. They just put in the thumbnail, ancient game, shut the box, a centuries-old pub game. What I like about this thumbnail is I know nothing about that game, but I'm intrigued. The thumbnail looks good aesthetically, but then also I feel welcomed into the video already, because I don't know what that game is, but it seems like maybe you didn't either, and you've just learned about it, and you're going to show me what it is. So other games just didn't have that kind of appeal. Other games, other videos they have on their channel just didn't have that appeal to me. Like, the ball froze, and there's like some stone marbles, and there's an arrow, and there's so much going on. I can't really see what that's a board game. Okay. Like, Marble Solitaire is interesting, but also it's like, oh, okay, Marble Solitaire. So like, there's a level of intrigue that changes quite a bit when you say something like ancient game, when you just use a more vague adjective to describe what's going on. instead of just saying the name of the game up front and being like, hey, shut the box. What do you mean? You know, so already they're learning and things are progressing for this channel, but we should click into one of these and just kind of like get a sense of it, because it's very unique the way they make their content.
Okay, so before I do that, because then we'll get to talk about the videos themselves, I would like Jeff to just maybe give an assessment of the thumbnails here.
I mean, between, so we don't have a obviously limited selection. So we have either the two that are on the left with this kind of the slash on the side, and then we have this like circle thumbnail. Between these two, I prefer the latest style.
The slash.
Yeah. So out of these two styles, that's what I prefer, because basically what's happening with the other ones is you're sort of putting a thumbnail within a thumbnail by having this small picture in a circle, and
Agreed.
It's a lot of wasted space. So I'd rather have the whole picture be whatever's in that circle with the text overlaid on it, or what they're doing here. To me personally, the blue slash going across that big block of blue, I would probably make that a bit smaller, and that way you could make the actual board game a little bit bigger in the thumbnail. But I would keep the rest the same. The way that they're using the text is spot on. The way that they're using the arrow is spot on. So packaging wise, I like it. It could use maybe some minor tweaks, but right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's getting nearly 600 views in 3 weeks on a channel with 50 subscribers. So I would probably continue with this style of thumbnail out of these two options.
Hello, what's this, Dan? What am I seeing here?
Nothing. Nothing, Rob.
Yeah, you liar.
Nothing here.
My butt. I wish that would have been delivered better, but that we now have a Dan's cat has arrived button, and so whenever we see it,
you have that button. I don't have that
well,
button. I can't press anything because the cat's on the desk.
Right. Okay. Let's get back to the channel audit. So we're going to click into the shut the box one, and without seeing anything of this video yet, Dan, I feel as if this is going to be visually and audibly satisfying, like somewhat of an ASMR experience.
I'm glad you already feel that way.
All right. So let's click and find out. Okay, the vibe has certainly been established here.
Mm-hmm. So as I understand from watching another video, there's no commentary.
Yep.
If nature sounds and anything you see going on, like the audio is there for it, like the stuff being placed down. It's a little quiet as we're streaming it, but it is there if you wanted that ASMR kind of experience.
Yep.
And I think the only thing about this is that, and this isn't a bad thing, I think it's just interesting about this channel, is that since there's no commentary, you kind of have to guess what's going on.
I get it.
Based on just kind of, watching. But as you watch, you will probably understand the rules of the game, just kind of watching someone play it, you know?
How did that happen?
Oh, there you go.
They rolled a 10. Oh, did they use, I see, they used a 1, 4, and a 9 to bring it up to 10. Right, I get it. But how would they ever get 1? Because you got 2 die.
So is this everyone's style of content? I'm not sure. I think that there's something relaxing about it, but I think it just depends on the kind of mood you're in. I could definitely see them doing maybe a compilation one day of like a bunch of games in the woods, and making that like a really long video, because I can definitely see this being on your TV for like quite some time. You know?
You're right. It almost feels as if it should be a short or a 3-4 hour relaxation meditation style video, don't in that sense.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is they obviously have this marble solitaire thing, so they have like these stone marbles on a wooden board, but we've only seen 2 games from them really. I wonder how many of these types of games that they have or are planning on getting, because that's what's going to help them continue making more content.
It looks as if they are trying to convert these into shorts, which is good. The same shut box one did fine, 2,000 views, nothing wrong there. But I guess the one final thing to say about this channel from me is that we've never seen this before.
Yeah.
On any channel we've audited, and that in itself, on a platform with 2.5 billion users every single month, means that there is potential opportunity to find an audience and make that audience your community as the channel. And I think that's pretty encouraging. I'll leave a final thoughts to Jeff here if you have any, and then we'll move on.
I mean, not necessarily. I think they just need to get more videos up on the channel, to be completely honest. I'm not sure how long it takes to produce this content. This last one looks like it was 3 weeks ago, and a lot of these say a month ago. So I'm thinking that they dropped a bunch of videos on the channel, and then they just stopped for some reason. More than anything else, a little bit of consistency, getting more uploads on the channel, because the quality is good. So I think just developing a series and starting to build some consistency is really going to help them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like, 6 months from now, a year from now, if they continue going, because the quality is up there and it's a different vibe. It's something different that I personally haven't seen like this, and at least not for games. Like, I've seen this for like cooking and other types of genres, but for this, it's kind of unique.
The sense of where I'm not going to, the creator isn't going to try and guide the viewer in any way, shape, or form. They're going to let the viewer experience and decide for themselves where the video is going. And I kind of like that intrigue in a channel like this. I do have thought of one more thing when we were talking about should there be shorts or very long videos. Check the audience retention and just see where your videos are currently sitting. I think that would be really interesting to know, to help you guide the length of future videos. Because I'm not sure what the right length of a video live should be, whether it should be 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 hours, or 20 seconds. But that is ForestFLICKS, and we always like looking at brand new types of channels. And with that, we will go to our wonderful community manager, Victoria, who likes to run competitions on the Discord platform that we have. A huge community that we have there now, tens of thousands of members, I believe. And she decided one of the things that she would do is take one of my dreadful thumbnails from 6 years ago and ask the community to reimagine it. And we have moderators who voted on the best thumbnail, and this was the one that won. There was also another one, which was just an egg-shaped me face, which was soundly rejected by all. I'm relieved to hear. So you'll never see that picture in the light of day, but I don't know, Victoria will probably share it on our internal Slack channels. But this looked like a pretty cool thumbnail, and I love what they did with my eyes. They're giving like me a real... I must be full of kryptonite or something, but yeah, I'm looking...
I would put that on the video. That looks like a fantastic thumbnail.
Yeah, maybe you damn right, Dan. That's what I should do. I don't know if anybody's watched that video in 6 years, but
you'll have to ask permission probably. But
we'll give ChocolateBlocks that honor of a thumbnail on that video, and they have 2,000 subscribers, and they have coming up to 200 videos. And I'm seeing Walter White, and I'm seeing more characters from Breaking Bad. There's Saul Goodman as well. This is like the second Breaking Bad franchise channel that we've audited. Again, does this look like a kind of meme comedy channel? What are we getting ourselves into here?
Yeah, that's a good question. The other one was a little more clear to me.
Yeah.
Why are all the YouTubers leaving edit? Okay, that one got 410,000 views. So
impressive.
That was the timing on that one was probably really good, and the fact that it's a compilation. Whenever I see the word edit after videos, I get a little bit nervous about like, okay, how transformative is that content going to be? Benefit of the doubt. I mean, if it's going to be that many creators, it's probably a pretty transformative edit.
Yeah.
But that tells me everything I need to know. If I'm this channel and I'm just doing edits of things, you should be continuing to focus on maybe YouTubers, but things that are going on in the YouTube space that are trending, or things that are trending in general. Because some of the stuff, like the Heisenberg stuff, yeah, people recognize Walter White and everything, but it's old school now. You probably be doing yourself a larger favor by like focusing on trending events.
Looks like another person who took Mickey Mouse into the realms they've never been to before once the copyright went out of license there. Hey, but that didn't perform that well, that one.
You know what no one's talking about with that, by the way?
What?
No one is talking about next year, because it's not like Walt Disney made Steamboat Willie and then took a break for a bunch of years. True. There's going to be a lot more of that content as the years go on now coming available.
We'll have
Just
to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would help us if we clicked on one of these videos, but at the same time, I'm terrified to click on one of these videos, just how they're packaged, whether it's going to be appropriate content just for everybody to watch. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to kind of ask for more observations here from the pair of you.
What do you think, Jeff?
I'm still getting this like danky Mimi vibe from the channel personally. So I agree with Rob. I'm a little sketched out about actually clicking on one of the videos, but I think this is really going to be the only way for us to really kind of figure out exactly what's going on here.
Just mousing over some of these clips. They look as if I might be safe, but yeah. So maybe Dan, Jeff, for the uninitiated, what do you mean by danky Mimi?
Well, it's just more, more of like a meme channel, more of sort of the comedy, but not 100% sure exactly what we're doing. Not like we don't have like a focused channel. We don't have a focused target audience. We're sort of just doing kind of whatever we feel like doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. So they're kind of just adding, first of all, captions, but then also some somewhat surreal editing, but also some visual effects as well. So I guess an editing playground with Breaking Bad being a canvas in one sense.
Interesting. I wonder if they use this to show off editing skills. Maybe, to show people like, hey, maybe they're just an editor and they use this as a portfolio.
Could be, yeah.
It's an interesting way to show it as a portfolio, because I've seen other editors' portfolios. They're a little more dry. So this is kind of an interesting way of showing it.
Looks like they are in that unfortunate category on YouTube where they are trying to transform existing content, but YouTube doesn't consider it transformative enough. So it sounds like they're not going to get monetized. They're looking for donations. I guess this is a problem, though, isn't it? Whereby if you attach yourself to someone else's IP, a franchise, you can get stuck where, a human at YouTube can't watch every single one of your videos and say, yes, this is transformative. It's kind of an AI component to it. And this channel is maybe falling on the wrong side of it.
Yeah. It's tough. I know there's a lot of channels out there that enjoy doing edits and recutting things. And that's not content, but I get why it's not able to be monetized. It's too much left to the person who originally made that content to tell the actual story. You're just kind of cutting it in a new way and adding some overlays to it. It's not, unfortunately, it's not enough. It looks like the creator is getting around that by, all right, well, I have a coffee page. You can support me there. And if they're happy to do that, that's great. So there's nothing we can say or do to help you with monetization. The only advice we can give from there is like, what kinds of content are you making that you could double down on that could maybe continue to help grow your presence on YouTube? And so we've spotted one of those videos already. But yeah, other than that, it's a tough one.
This is probably very unique advice and conversation, but ChocolateBlocks, if you are just doing this for your own, at the moment, professional development, you're using this YouTube channel to improve your editing, are you trying to get editing jobs and gigs out of this? Because this looks like it's a good platform to do that. So whether you want to start offering your services on Fiverr or elsewhere, or because channels get to a certain size. Ours is a good case in point where Dan and I just no longer had the time or the skills. Let's be honest, we couldn't edit anything like this. Like, we had to outsource some of our editing. So we brought on some editors. So ChocolateBlocks, it feels like you could be an editor for, medium to large size channels. So that's just one avenue of the YouTube industry which you could maybe investigate if you haven't already done so. Because I'm not seeing anything in the description, channel description or the video descriptions that says that you are an editor available for hire. And I think that could be an opportunity for you to start earning some money if that's ultimately what you want to do out of this channel. And Dan's silence and Jeff's silence means they ain't got anything else to say about this channel. So I'm going to start playing some music, which means that the following, well, maybe I should really beef this bit up. The following, and I'm saying this very quietly because Dan thinks this just ramps up the volume. The following section is sponsored by vidIQ one-on-one coaching.
Oh.
And what that's going to be is super chats. So we have a few that have come through already. Can anybody hear the music?
It's very quiet, but that's probably okay.
I'm going to crank up the music just a little bit.
We're going to be garbled.
Just a little bit. No, this one's all right. It doesn't tend to mangle this because this is music directly from StreamYard's done rather than the ones we upload. And for some reason, it doesn't affect these. But anyway, yeah. So imagine if you had your own coach. Like Jeff here is a coach. And every single day, yes, Jeff, hello. Every single day, he is assisting creators just like you with their questions about their channel. And so we're going to give you the light version of this over the next 10 to 15 minutes as we answer some of your questions. But if you wanted your own coach dedicated to your channel, understanding your goals, your needs, then check out the description and you'll find a link to take you to one-on-one coaching. But here is a demo version of this. So the first one comes in. It's actually Old Man Gibb, who I thought, Old Man, you were taking a bit of a break from YouTube, but I'm delighted to see that you're still kicking around.
He's allowed to watch YouTube.
I know. I did, but I thought he was taking a break from YouTube completely. I don't know. I can't remember. But Rob, what's Dan's channel address? Lol. I think Dan can only answer that. Dan's the only one can answer that.
Go take your break. Go retire. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Dan's moving quickly on.
Appreciate your interest, but I'm not trying to shove people over from one channel to the other. You guys find it, I don't care, but I don't think anyone should be taking a channel that has nothing to do with something and telling everybody in this other area about it, if that makes sense. You shouldn't, it's not going to help you grow.
I mean, the very fact that Dan is now admitting that he maybe has a channel as well.
I don't, though. Yeah,
is a breakthrough.
All I do is this.
It's taken us 4 years for him to admit that. So every single week, if we have new members of the vidIQ community, they get an exclusive sound effect for one single week. And Mausad Durango, if I pronounce that any way, shape, or form correctly, has been a member now for 1 month, and they get this sound, Jeff, which is
bruh.
The simple bruh. Yes. More sound effects to come if you have any more members. Nick Hine. One of my videos was killed by YouTube search. YouTube showed it to an unrelated audience. 40,000 impressions, 0.5% click-through rate, no match for search keywords. Glitch. It's done some fairly extensive research here to try and determine that. How do we know that 40,000 impressions were sent to the wrong people? I'm curious.
It could be just a bad thumbnail or a topic that people aren't interested in. So YouTube doesn't always automatically send it to the right audience. It could just be, sometimes that we just don't create something that people are willing to click on.
But specifically by YouTube search. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of an interesting way of looking at it.
It may have overlapped with a popular search, but your video wasn't delivering on the expectations of what people would normally mean when they type that search term in. So your video surfacing, it's getting a bunch of impressions and no one's clicking on it because they're like, well, I don't mean that. I'm trying to look for something else. So that's what I think might be going on, but we don't know what video it is, or we're not looking at your data, but that's maybe what happened.
Yeah, I'd go whatever the thumbnail idea you use, thumbnail title combination you used, I would go very, very different. That'd be the first step if I saw something like that. That many impressions, that low of a click-through rate, I would change the packaging immediately.
Very old story. Our most viewed video on the channel is called How to Download a YouTube Video. All right. But when anybody searches for that term, they want to know how to acquire the video by less than official means. Whereas our video was dedicated solely on how to do it by downloading it from your own channel or by using YouTube Premium. But of course, everybody found our video and they hated it because it wasn't telling them how to do stuff illegally. And I got into a bit of an argument with YouTube about this because they pulled down the video. And my argument was, well, Anyway, there's a video on that. I made it a few years ago. Go watch it because nobody
It's
did.
your tool.
Yeah. Anyway, Pushed Lemon. What should you do if you have a great video with high click-through rate, high retention rate, popular topic, but no views? Small channel.
So wouldn't this mean high click-through rate, high retention rate means that the people who normally watch you are like, hey, great job, Pushed Lemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyone new who sees that video is just not clicking on it. They're seeing the title and thumbnail. And so, yes, the click-through rate isn't dropping because I think it's getting clicked on so not a lot that YouTube's like, oh, I just want to share this. I don't know. Or it just needs more time in the algorithm to maybe continue getting shared. Because sometimes videos can sit for a while. And then all of a sudden, we've seen it happen where it goes from nothing to something in weeks or months.
Yeah. We've done a case study on a channel which found a gap in the market. They had like very high watch time and audience retention, but it took the video 100 days before it got traction. So exercise patience. If it is a popular topic and you're getting positive signals, YouTube should eventually find the audience for it. But I would also say, if you feel as if it had a good response, make another video on that topic as well. You know, give yourself another opportunity for the audience to be found. Sorry, Jeff, if I maybe cut off maybe something you were going to add there.
No, I didn't say anything.
All right. I heard a noise from you as I started speaking, so I thought you had something to add.
The new video can push the old video too, because that new video, if it's similar enough, becomes an entry point for the new video. Right now, it's being suggested because it's a video that you made on your channel. So if you keep making stuff, yes, that can also absolutely happen. So it's just, you know, when people say Minecraft is too saturated, this is one of those reasons as to why Minecraft is saturated. That was very loud. Who was that?
Oh, it's a jet plane flying past.
Oh.
I'm near an airbase. So did you actually hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Usually you don't hear it. Dan, do you remember Slappy Boys Gaming? Mm-hmm. Because they wanted to say they appreciated the feedback on the channel from last week. Definitely valuable information, and we intend to learn from it. Why are you shocked by that?
Why are they? I didn't do anything. It was the audience. That was their viewers.
Mentorite. Have I pronounced that right? I don't know. A few suggestions for more views. My answer to this is make more videos.
We have a friend of ours who is great at answering questions like this.
All right, then. Okay.
Them.
Yeah.
All right. They're an AI, so they should really know. They're tapped into the whole YouTube ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
AI Rob, how are you? Hey, listen, someone new here is asking for a few suggestions on how to get more views on their YouTube videos. What do you got for them?
And while we wait for the gears to grind, I think we've gained about 50 subscribers, so good work. Good work.
Here we go.
Oh, hello. I suppose the standard advice is to use SEO-friendly titles, enticing thumbnails, and high-quality content.
Fair.
But where did that get me and my Rob's Video social media platform for creators of video?
Oh, no.
Nowhere,
Yeah.
that's where. As I squeeze out my tears from this damp dish sponge. Remember, even if you attract many views today, there's always tomorrow. A tomorrow where your channel could get mysteriously buried in the algorithm, lost in the wilderness of content.
Oh, no.
Isn't that a cheery thought?
He seems
Very,
sad.
very depressing.
Yeah.
Very depressing.
Well, we hope that helps.
Sure. Nick Hine is back. Can I show an image of a book cover? Not an actual paper book. In the book review. Copyright and all that.
I think so. It's on the Amazon product page for the book, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, given how many people use cover art for movie reviews, reactions, and if you're reviewing a book, that's kind of like a critical response to something, which is under fair use. I mean, I would try and avoid just slapping the book cover on the thumbnail without adding any more context. You know, that maybe that you're doing a review of it. I think that would help. But here's a question, like, have you ever heard or seen anyone get a copyright claim for a thumbnail? Because I personally haven't, but as I understand it, that would still fall under YouTube's copyright rules and laws.
So this isn't any kind of legal advice, just to make this very clear coming from any of us here. So I've never seen somebody get dinged over copyright for a thumbnail, but that's not to say that it can't happen, because it's entirely possible. There's a first time for everything. So if we say, yeah, if you if you can use a part of it and obviously use text or something else to kind of make it something more, make it an actual YouTube thumbnail as opposed to just being lazy and only having the book cover on them. I'm not accusing you of doing that, but just make it something more, then I don't see why it would be an issue, because we have people using logos, we have people using all kinds of stuff as far as thumbnails go. So I don't think it would be an issue. But again, this isn't legal advice, so it isn't something where you could be like, well, vidIQ said that I could use it. No, we didn't. We're just basing this on the evidence that we've seen.
It's kind of like we're kind of doing this. So can you use a book cover as and it's not copyright? And our answer to that is yes.
That's the best way. That's the best way that I can describe that, because I can't. It's whether or not it's legal, illegal, copyright, not copyright. It's not up for me to decide.
We could ask our legal expert.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Please don't. Better call Saul on this one.
I'm just going to say AP with the $1 super chat there. I think I would struggle to pronounce that if I tried.
They probably did that on purpose, the AP in front of it, just to make it easy for us.
Jeff, what I can tell you is Leaf Loner Music and Entertainment has become a YouTube member, which means they sound like this today.
Hold up.
Design Burst continues their streak. I've lost count now. Have you ever experienced the feeling that the content you think of or create is just repetitive? How do you handle it? How many videos have we made on this channel now?
Well, you have to love what you make. This is one of the reasons why you'll hear a lot of people say, or a lot of coaches, YouTube educators say, that you should start a channel about something that you love making, because that passion for that topic is what's going to pull you through those thoughts, those feelings of where you start feeling maybe a little bit burned out, or you feel like your stuff is getting repetitive. Your passion for that is what's going to get you through that. Because if you already just don't like the kind of content you're making, you're only doing it because you want to get more views or get subscribers or whatever it might be. Nothing wrong with that. But that's what's going to make it very, very difficult for you to get through the tough times where it feels repetitive.
Yeah, what can you do if you're feeling a bit burnt out on YouTube?
He's just asked the AI voice.
Yeah.
Very quickly, Jeff, Dan, can you guess how many videos we've done on the channel? Quick. Before
1,000.
Dan says 1,000, Jeff?
I would say 1,500.
1,651.
Oh, such a gloomy day. Well, traditional wisdom suggests take a break, recharge, maybe try something new. But remember, while you're taking that break, the unforgiving machinery of YouTube won't pause. As I wipe my tears with this old crusty sock, consider this. Just like my unfortunately named Rob's Video social media platform for creators of video, your audience may drift away seeking fresher faces, leaving your beloved channel in ruins. Cherish these moments of despair, my friend.
Has AI Rob been taking like mid-Atlantic accent lessons?
Is it getting better or worse?
There's something. It just sounds off. I'm just gonna say it down. Say it now.
Sounds like he just took a trip on the Titanic across to New York or something.
Sounds off. Modern homeschooling with Ali. How far out do you schedule videos, community posts? Is there a quantity time limit? I schedule daily community posts for 1 month and then couldn't schedule more. Okay.
Interesting.
That's commitment, to schedule out 1 month worth of community posts. Yeah.
I've never heard of there being a limit like that. But then again, I don't know many people that are creating enough content to push the limit that way. So congratulations on that level of consistency.
Yeah.
I guess there is. I mean, you might have found it. So I don't schedule content out that far. So that's, kudos to you. But yeah, you might have actually found that there's an actual limit to how much you can schedule.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more to add there. I think quantity-wise, I think we try and limit ourselves to 2 community posts a day at most. Space them out, 12 hours or so. Because they will eventually be seen over the course of a 24-hour period, and then they seem to tail off pretty quickly. But yeah, I didn't know if Homeschool Ali wanted us to include videos as well in the scheduling there. But as far as I'm aware, people sometimes schedule stuff out quite far in advance.
Yeah, I think you can get away with, I want to say unlimited, but I don't really know.
Yeah. But for me, it sounds like you're so far ahead of a game with scheduling that everything's cool. Dan, I think I can hear the music twice, so you might have.
Oh, sorry, it's this. I'll get rid of it.
Thank you. All right, and we got super chats here from Vader's Clips. Hi, Would shorts from already recorded interviews allowed to be monetized? Say it's moments from Jimmy Kimmel or something, and I added captions to it.
Probably not.
If it is, not for long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally, we would frown on this because it sounds like you're just monetizing copyrighted content and thinking it's transformational by adding captions to it, which I think in our opinion is not enough.
Sorry, you're gonna have to step your game up.
Somebody who is stepping up their game is also Inari, gifting out 5 memberships. Holy smokes. Thank you very much for doing that.
It's awesome.
Super Ghost, do live shorts count towards watch time? We have an answer for this now, Dan, don't we?
Do we?
I thought the answer from your video was no.
No, okay, so in the video, what happened was I asked Google's AI, Gemini, and whenever I have a question about YouTube and their rules, I'll ask Gemini, because what it tends to do is find the exact help page in the quote that I need, but this time it didn't do that. It's like, yeah, you'll get monetized from doing the vertical live streams, and I'm like, okay, where's your source? And it couldn't give me one.
Yeah.
So the answer is still maybe.
Yeah. So we don't have a solid answer as far as vertical live streaming, whether it counts towards watch time. As soon as we do, obviously we'll share that information, but it hasn't been shared with us yet because it's still really new. We're talking, this feature became a thing within the past couple of weeks. So yeah, it's still relatively new.
And I'll just do this one as a final super chat for now, because I think it was responding to Nick Himes' question, I believe, DIY microbiology. I had that search problem in the past. I just ignored it, moved on. Now it's solved itself. So sounds like just that particular video with that particular discovery didn't quite find its audience. And this is kind of backed up by the video that we published yesterday when Todd was talking about the algorithm, how it doesn't judge videos on channel performance or like a predetermines where it's going to be discovered. It's all about how the audience reacts to the video when it is displayed to them. And so that might help a little bit with understanding more why, you know, certain videos might not work, and repackaging it could be the solution for you. So that is the final super chat for now. I'm just going to pause the music and pause the comments. And yeah, just remind you that that was a taster of one-on-one coaching. But if you wanted a coach such as Jeff to be on, I don't know, what would you call it? On a retainer, like a coach on retainer, when you can video communicate with them for many days of a week and ask them all sorts of questions about your channel, then we have a one-on-one coaching. And we often get super chats in the live stream telling us how awesome the coaches are. So do check out the description for more details on if you want to have your own coach for your YouTube channel going forward at a bargain price. And with that, we'll get back to channel audits. And the next channel is going to be Time Forgotten. And this looks to be almost exclusively a channel about World War II history, with a couple of weird diversions and outliers which could be impacting the channel as a whole. Because if we look at the most recent videos that are about the impact of D-Day and the shocking reality of what happened with some massacres during the war, we're getting that World War vibe, whether it's one or two. But then we have these cartoons that are just thrown in there kind of randomly, and they have thousands of views and are outliers for the channel. Now, cartoons and World War II history feels like a bit of a different demographic to me on the whole. But those are my initial observations. I'll throw it to Jeff and Dan for what else you can see here.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's a Mr. Beast deep dive, which is like, what? So yeah, it just kind of doesn't make sense. So that's one of those videos. So seeing where you're trying to take this channel, a video like that makes absolutely no freaking sense. And I would be this is where you have to resist the urge to just drop a video for the sake of dropping a video. And I would actually probably unlist that video because it makes no sense on this channel. Imagine somebody clicking on one of these videos, original D-Day footage, and then the next video that comes up for your channel is going to be the Mr. Beast one. Like, that's such a despairing level of audience flip. Like, I strongly doubt that there's anybody who's interested in Mr. Beast who's also interested in like World War II historical. Like, that's such a small Venn diagram of people that I wouldn't be doing that. But I agree, it's very strange that the cartoon videos actually performed so much better. So it almost feels like maybe that'd be something to follow up on. But I think you really got to figure out exactly who you're aiming at, because right now it feels like we're aiming at too many different people. So you really got to figure out who is your target audience. Who exactly are you trying to make videos for? Is it people who are into, historic war stuff, whether it's World War I or World War II, or are you trying to bring up older topics like life in America, like a journey from 1800s to 1900s? That feels like a different audience. So it can't just be everyone who likes old stuff. That's not specific enough. So you have to really decide which way you want to aim, and then start creating videos and a content strategy aimed at that person. But it can't be everyone. So you really have to start taking a step back and really figuring out exactly who you want to make these videos for, and start making videos for that person.
If the cartoons were war themed and had some kind of propaganda attached to them,
right,
for the wars, that would be a different thing. But like beginning of the 1930s, I don't know how they would be linked to either war in that sense. Dan, please give us your piece.
I was gonna say, like with the Tom and Jerry cartoon, I'm curious if that is their commentary on it or the actual cartoon just on its own. I feel like the war would have certainly impacted popular media back then, and so there's absolutely grounds for you talking about it and saying, because of the war, these were the types of cartoons and these are the reasons, and you could get into a lot of like historical interesting data, and you could use the cartoon as some B-roll. But just having the cartoon in your channel is not going to get people interested in like history the way you want them to be interested in it, if I understand the rest of the channel properly, which seems like they're trying to give like insights into certain historical events.
Yeah, I think this is just a cartoon. Like, again, as it just expired its copyright, and now they just decided to upload it. Now I do want to ask you one more question about this channel. I'm going to play one of the videos, and I'm just going to play it for 30 seconds, and I want you to try and tell me if this is an AI voice or not.
6th of June 1944, one of the largest amphibious landings ever in history took place. German forces had dominated most of Western and Central Europe since the war broke out in 1939 in a seemingly unstoppable course of aggressive...
Is that line right there? Since the war broke out, it's the speech pattern. It was just unnatural enough where I feel like it's AI.
Yeah, it's good.
Not
it's
a
on
bad
the
one.
better side of AI for sure, but it's 100% is. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think the voice matches the documentary style, doesn't it? So not a bad effort. I guess the reason I asked that is because you can get channels which do documentary style content in a very effective way, and one of the channels that's now on my radar just through watching content is I think it's Mark Felton Productions. Yeah, this person does World War II style documentary stuff. It's very straightforward. Like, he just has a script and he narrates it, and he takes footage from archives and stuff. But then the figures here are phenomenal. Like, they get hundreds of thousands of views on every single video they do, which is incredible. And they're just basically taking a World War II themed image that matches what they're talking about, a really intriguing title, and no text on the thumbnails. So going back to our hero channel, which
how do they explain history in their videos? I'm kind of curious.
Oh, I'll just play one. So they do have this annoying bit at the start where they always have him, and then the music, and then this 10-second intro. I'd be suggesting let's see if we can do that a little bit better. But once he gets into the commentary, it is very similar to what we've just seen. It sounds a little bit like this.
In 1940, during the German attack on the Netherlands, a Douglas DC-3 of the Dutch national airline KLM landed in London carrying important Dutch government documents that...
So it's kind of has that same vibe, doesn't it? Like a slow, methodical, authoritative voice.
One of the largest amphibious landings ever in history took...
Stop that.
I guess the problem is if you get the vibe that it's an AI voice, it automatically these days it makes me ask the question.
I know. Yeah.
What else is AI?
Can I
Because
trust this?
AI gets stuff wrong all the time. I asked AI about an old video game the other day, like and some characters in it, and it was just making stuff up. And the game had been around forever, and it was just making up characters who I'd never heard of and misplacing them in the universe of the game. And I'm like, okay. And this was like Google's brand new like AI. So I'm just
Cool.
wow. I'm just in shock that you know, it gets stuff wrong so blatantly. And that's why if you are using AI for your script writing or whatever it is, please fact check it to death. Don't let it say anything without you checking on it. I understand that basically means, hey, that could take me a lot more time to use AI scripts. Maybe it should.
No,
maybe that's
100%
okay.
should. Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah, that's the downside, you know, and this obviously takes us off on another tangent, but this is the downside of the influx, the tidal wave of faceless AI generated channels that use AI for every single aspect of their production process, because the amount of misinformation that's hitting YouTube on so many different fronts, including science is one of the bigger ones, is crazy. So just don't do that. Like, you can use AI as a tool for a lot of stuff, but when you're having it write scripts for you on topics that you are not an expert in and you don't bother to fact check, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I've seen content like that where I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right at all. Like,
Yep.
what the, wait a minute here. High production value, a lot of subscribers on the channel, complete misinformation.
And with that, we're into the second hour of the live stream. There he is. Jeff switched on fairly quickly there. He knew
Jeff,
what we were
do
doing.
you need me to boot up the AI?
Please,
Yeah.
no. I've got one answer.
Do we
to
have
that
do we
down.
have Claudia?
No,
back?
no.
Rob, that sound effect is entirely too long. You have to edit down your sound effects.
I was plugging in my mouse because it was running out of batteries. I needed like a segue. All right, so what happens here is we have numbers that are being picked by the non-AI Claudia because it takes too friggin' long and she's too rude.
I like her. She was sassy.
348. Well, Jeff, you can experience Claudia next week when Dan's back in charge. So we've got the number 348. We take that number and we put it into the form. And so we have a URL here, which hopefully you put in right. No, you haven't. So I don't know if that's going to find the channel or not.
AI Claude would have never made that mistake.
Yes, it would. So I'm going to do it again because, there could be many XX. Should I? Should I let them
Wait,
off?
it starts with 3 X's? Maybe you should.
I know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that is that channel, I think. It's right there.
Do you reckon?
It's probably fine.
Okay.
Although there's nothing on the channel, so I guess.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got 6 subscribers. Right, it is the right channel. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of how randomly picking channels works. Where's it gone? I've lost it. There it is. Right. So I think they said they were doing shorts. Can you guys help me to get to 50 followers on Twitch? Why?
Exactly.
Let's have some value from you first.
Some real advice here. Have you guys seen a creator known as Pirate Software? He also by Thor. He's taken over the shorts feed with his awesome motivational like advice shorts, with the background being him like making games and playing games and stuff. That is how he blew up his Twitch channel. He got really popular, basically answering impromptu questions from his audience and turning those into YouTube shorts. If you want people to follow your Twitch channel, you don't have to beg them to do that. All he did was put his Twitch name on the thumbnail or the on the video itself. And the rest is up to your brain to go, oh, Pirate Software, if I want to watch him, he's on Twitch. Got it. You see enough of those clips, and eventually you're like, this guy's smart as hell. I'm going to go watch him on Twitch. And that's how he blew up. I was watching the other day. This is literally what he said. Like, the shorts is how he blew up. So if you want people to subscribe to your channel and maybe watch your live streams, give them value, as Rob was saying. But don't just say, hey, subscribe to my Twitch. No one cares that you're on Twitch. Anyone can be on Twitch. What do you do on Twitch? And don't tell me, show me.
Yep.
The simple advice right now is to flip the angle of your videos so that they're not about you, the creator, and what you want and what you're doing. Make it about your audience and how you can inform them, entertain them, inspire them. Because right now it's all about, I think, you, James, the creator. So that's rule number 1 of YouTube. It's making it about your audience, not you. Yeah. And we'll move on to the next channel.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yes, love it. Right. Let's pick out another number.
Sorry, my cat wanted to say hi to New Dawn.
What?
My cat clicked my mouse and picked someone's comment.
Your cat, eh?
Sorry.
Right. I've decided we're going to do another non-gaming channel because I didn't think that was kind of like a full channel audit. So the next channel we're going to audit is ShinzoN. Wasn't that the baddie in the last Next Generation Star Trek film?
Yeah, Nemesis.
ShinzoN, yeah. What a terrible film that was.
2 videos. AI Claw would never put us.
Star Trek Picard as well. That was dreadful. Anyway, not many videos here.
AI Claw would never put us in the situation where we're auditing channels with 2
And
videos.
is this a gaming channel?
It looks like a gaming channel.
Just getting frags. And this is from the... Are you a gaming channel? No. Hang on. They do say shorts. So let's have a look at shorts.
I apologize.
Right. Are these just clips from films?
Jeff, everyone heard that.
What was that?
It was meant to be heard.
His lungs just emptied.
All right, hang on. Let's. Okay, so I think this is they're taking music from the YouTube tools. That's fine, and then they have a clip. Oh, hello! I saw that.
Bruh.
And then they're putting some captions on the video. Let's just try another one. Stop it, Jeff. So that's again music that could be copyrighted.
You know what's like legitimately frustrating about this though? It looks like they actually have something to say about this content, but they won't get on mic and just say it. Yeah. They're just using music and making me read. I don't like reading. I think they should have. I think you should redo these shorts, put their voice out there, and tell me the story you want to tell me. And bonus points if you can get on camera, so you're not reusing as much content. Like you have something to say, like say it.
And it's also all over the place,
right?
Like completely all over the place. So that's the thing why I let out a sigh is because whenever I see something so completely unfocused, I'm just like, bruh, come on, man. So I get it. You know, we all have to start somewhere. But focus, man.
Channel focus. Yeah,
channel focus. It's figure out who you want to talk to. I can't say this enough. Like this is one of the things that I wish somebody would have told me when I first started on YouTube was, who are you trying to make videos for? Make videos for that person, right? And I wish I would have done that so much sooner.
It is a simple question, but there's a few creators so far in the channel that have fallen short of being able to answer that question.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people in our live chat right now that are doing, making the same mistake.
Let's try a gaming channel. See where we're at with these folks. This is another shorts channel called Trumpery Rhyme, if I've pronounced that correctly. Trumpery Rhyme 45. And so everybody, first of all,
take your monitor, spin it around.
Spin it around.
What in the actual...
So we got some Pokemon cards, some QR codes. Let's just click on one of these. So that's just some music gathered again. So can we get to 50 subscribers? Can we get to 30 subscribers? Again, it's not about you reaching subscribers. It's about you showing us the cards that you just bought or like unwrapped and the rarity of them and like getting excited and passionate about the Pokemon topic that you clearly want to talk about because you kind of branded your table. So, we know it's original footage.
Yeah.
Come on now, dog.
I know.
Yeah. I agree completely. And this is the thing. So I'm gonna be fair here. So at the very least, we do have a focus. The issue right now is that while they are focusing on these Pokemon cards, packaging wise, can we get to this many subs? Bro, no one cares. So I'm just making this very clear to you. You care about it because you're very obsessed with growing your subscriber count. The audience does not care about that. So I'm just letting you know that. So don't worry about that. Subs are going to come the way that they want to come. They want a sub if they're getting value, entertainment, your stuff is funny, whatever it is, they're going to naturally subscribe to your channel. But you can't force it. So I strongly recommend changing those titles to something that's actually relevant to the video. So if this is we're opening up packs of cards or whatever it might be, maybe name it after the coolest card that you got in that opening, whatever it might be. Definitely do that, but also you got to fix the orientation of these videos, man, because it feels like you did shoot them in landscape and then you just like turned it to the side. Think about the viewer's experience.
Right.
You have to think about the viewer's experience, and this just ain't it, Chief. So we're definitely gonna have to make some adjustments.
Screen capture software for games, proper recording vertically for phone, real life stuff capture.
I think the simpler thing is just get your phone.
Yeah,
film
literally.
Just do that,
and that will fix it.
It's easy.
100%.
Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
I was going to say maybe the simplest way to just try and pivot so that you're speaking to the audience is the title could be "Which is your favorite Pokemon of this deck?" And like you're just showing these different cards, and then the audience gets to choose which one they think is the best, whether it's who starts or their favorite character. Just firstly, you're making it about the audience and sharing that love of finding Pokemon cards. That would be my simple way to get us out of this. Get me to these subs. Instead, it becomes which is your favorite card from what I'm showing you.
Yes, just get subscribers out of your vocabulary, and I promise you'll get more subscribers.
Oh, I like that, Dan. That should be a T-shirt.
True. 100%.
That should be a T-shirt.
It should be.
Love it.
Someone should make them.
Tish, can you get on that for us? Okay, thanks. Right. The next channel we're looking at is Uncovering DC. I'm getting some AI vibes from the channel banner and the channel icon.
How many state capitals does the city need?
I mean, I didn't want to mention it, but in this case, several. And how many
Washington monuments they have?
But strangely, London buses just scooting around the Washington there as well.
Freedom Mecca.
Right. Okay. So we think this is going to be AI. United States presidents revealing facts. Should we give this one a whirl?
Oh boy. Let's see if we can pick up any.
Okay.
The presidents of the United States.
Yikes.
Interesting facts.
There's a Wikipedia.
George
article.
Washington
That's
had
interesting,
wooden
isn't
teeth.
Bruh.
John Adams was the first president to live in the White House.
They're not even okay. Wait a minute. Pause it.
Wrote the
Pause it.
Declaration of Independence.
Can I just add, the sound effects were not part of the video, but they were hilarious.
That was great. Yeah. I just want to say, if YouTube is putting content, Wikipedia is under your content for you, that's a bad sign, because that means they're worried about misinformation. More importantly, they weren't even facts that were making me go, I didn't know that. When I see fact videos, this happens all the time. People who just want to spit facts. Like, it's literally just stuff everybody generally knows. Tell me something I don't know. Like, did you know that George Washington did X, Y, and Z? And then obviously cite your sources. But, George Washington had wooden teeth. Like, everyone knows this. Please.
I didn't know George Washington had wooden teeth.
I don't even know if it's like true or not, but I learned it in school that like everyone at least thinks he has wooden teeth. I don't know. This is why I don't make videos about George Washington, because I don't know stuff. I have to research it.
We need to get that shit as well. It just says, I don't know stuff.
Oh no.
Right. What shall we how do we describe it? Is this again an example of where AI just is being used too much as a replacement for the creator, as opposed to the creator using it as a tool?
Yeah.
Is it fair to describe it in that sense?
They're not doing AI anything AI couldn't do. And if it's that obvious to us on the surface, it's going to be obvious to the viewers who stumble upon the content. So what I guess the question comes back to them, like, what are you asking of us? Because if you want to make a channel where you're just kind of like taking whatever you can grab from AI and post it, like, you have that already. If you want to grow a real channel and build a connection with people, hey, that's going to be in short supply soon, because as everyone can see, this stuff is all over the place. And the thing that's going to help creators grow in the future is just being real humans and making a connection with viewers.
Well,
I completely agree.
Let's be fair in one sense, Dan. I think that they've found a topic that's not completely oversaturated, which is the history of American presidents. Like, I've just gone onto the shorts, and maybe this is where the content is more suited. The views are more stable, and some outliers as well. This one here, US presidents with raging tempers, 5,000 views. That's kind of an intriguing title, isn't it? And that kind of gets me interested. Like, maybe these are better titled actually than the long form content.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for as far as format goes, this is obviously going to work a little bit better. One of the things that would immediately make me swipe away on a short, though, is if they're still using that same AI voice, because it's too obvious
when angry.
This one,
for some presidential staffers throughout
this is
history,
almost TTY
that was
level.
the reality of the job.
So, or text to speech, you know, it's too rudimentary, especially considering the levels of AI voice that are available now from, you know, different brands that I've heard, where it's it's very hard to distinguish what's what.
Let's just investigate Trump's fingers there.
Yikes!
Oh, what happened?
Whoa!
Bit of trouble going on there. Okay.
Yeah. Man, wow. All right. But yeah, that's what I mean. For this, I think it's probably going to work a little bit better. But for long form, it starts to really fall apart, because your facts have to be on point, the voice has to be on point, and what's going to keep you from looking the same as 1,000 other historical facts channels? How are you going to take it to the next level?
I think what there is a future in, Jeff, is you having a channel where you play AI videos and just add sound effects periodically throughout them, because that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So please do that again.
Hey, here's our friend Jonk. Hey, Jonk, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, Jonk, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Welcome back to YouTube. Our unofficial animator for a little
welcome
while.
back to vidIQ. I mean, for all we know, Jonk is just tired of us.
Yeah, most
that's true. That's true.
He's just sick of Dan's face, apparently.
Yes, and that's fair. Me too.
Fair point. We should let Savage know. Right, Mr. Guaq. I'm going to pronounce that as
Guac,
you
guacamole.
have. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
I'm okay with
but
that.
isn't that an avocado?
But yeah, you make guacamole out of avocados.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the connection there, Rob.
See, I don't know stuff, especially when it comes to food. Dan, we have a Minecraft channel, I believe. Yes, a Minecraft channel with some very colorful thumbnails.
Yeah, this is great. Now,
a bit of experimentation going on here. Tell us more.
Yes. Earlier today, I was talking about a gaming channel, and I was talking about the concept of the videos needing to be leveled up next, because they had good titles and thumbnails and stuff. These videos seem like they have good concepts. This will end your game, and they're pointing at a pressure plate and saying bomb. You know, we destroyed these sweats at Bed Wars. I got targeted in Bed Wars. Okay. So I got really sick. That's interesting. And then I almost froze to death IRL. Oh, IRL. I thought it was a Minecraft thing because of the hearts. Anyway, they're experimenting with concepts, and they're taking some risks. Some videos doing better than others. Overall, I'm curious how new this channel is. The thumbnails are so good.
We're looking at a channel that's 2 years old at this point.
What's the oldest video? When was that posted?
Let me see. Yeah.
1 year ago.
A year ago.
All right.
They've leveled up really nicely.
Yeah.
So some outliers. Is it in shorts where they've got some? So it's telling me they have 250,000, nearly 300,000 views.
Interesting.
It must be these shorts. These
Yeah,
are
I
the
was
ones
gonna say it's probably cumulative amongst all of them, but it's a good balance.
Yeah.
So what I was getting at with the long form videos is that I think they are trying out a lot of concepts. Some of it's working, some of it's not. But
just checking it is a long form channel. Yeah.
It's good to see them taking those risks, and they're not like, I'm just going to play Minecraft. Instead, it's like, let me try stuff. And eventually they're going to find kind of that theme that runs across their whole channel that makes it really easy to come up with ideas if they keep going. Their videos are very far apart. It looks like 1 month, 1 month. Okay, no.
Sorry, yeah, I was on most popular. I was checking that.
So 3 last
apologize.
month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the month before, 4 the month before. So they're not posting too often, but that's okay, especially if they're taking time with their ideas.
Mm-hmm. Looks like there's a fair amount of editing going on, so that will take a bit of time. That was a cool hook and intro.
Yep. We can watch this in silence and kind of get the sense of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I got Targeted in Bed Wars is interesting, but yeah, I would challenge them to continue playing with these concepts. Maybe you play Bed Wars with some kind of self-imposed limitation. Can you still win without a weapon or something like that? Keep playing with concepts in videos because, you know, titles, thumbnails, great, but like, what's the bit that I haven't seen before? You know, or at least I've not seen a whole lot of. Ow, jeez.
Jeez. Where did that come from?
Jeff?
Oh,
gosh.
holy smokes.
We'll move on.
Blow your ears out on that one.
Live streaming on a semi-regular basis here, Dan, as well. Just noting. Maybe 2 times a month.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I think streaming numbers grow with the rest of the content you make. So continue posting shorts, continue posting long form videos.
I think these would benefit from being image polls, especially
Image
for Bed
polls?
Wars, where you can get the icon image.
And be
fairly
more descriptive in your questions because like above that Bed Wars one, if you scrolled up, it was like really vague. It was like best rotated item or something like that. I don't know what you're referring to. Like
this one here
in Minecraft Bed Wars would have helped or something to be more descriptive. I think there's a little bit of SEO involved when it comes to community posts. So you just want to be very clear about the question you're asking so it reaches more people.
All right, let's pick another channel, non-gaming one. 364. Let's not have an AI channel or a channel that's just started this time, please, if possible. We are looking at JonimeE. JonimeE. Okay, very, very striking thumbnails. A lot of brand association and identity here.
JonimeE would be my guess.
JonimeE.
Considering the amount of anime content involved.
Yeah. I'm not going to click on any of these 100% because those are, I think, on a threshold of thumbnail appropriateness for this live stream. Maybe the creator is leaning into this to get clicks as well, or it's just the nature of the content that they cover.
Yeah, it looks like it's One Piece right now, pretty heavily. Yeah, it looks like it's still One Piece.
The only thing I can say, I don't know anything about this audience at all. They're getting more views than subscribers. The only thing I would say is that the text in the Discord conversations, I get that they're trying to show a conversation, like a snippet of one, but it's incredibly hard to read. I would just focus on maybe one shocking message as a test, just so you have that a larger picture, you know, instead of like 2 pictures that are really hard to read. 1 picture with larger text.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're gonna just seeing the nature of the thumbnails and like the content. I think you're doing a great job. The branding is cool. The thumbnails look cool. It's all good, but I'm getting a little anxious about what I'm seeing here. So we'll just say, good job. Carry on what you're doing. Carry on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, 700. They're on their way to 1,000 subs with 29 videos. So
yeah, excellent work.
Doing excellent.
Awesome stuff. But yeah, I was getting a little uncomfortable there. 125 then is a gaming channel.
Sorry, I just read a funny comment in the chat there.
What one you can't repeat, Jeff? Is it?
Well, I don't know.
All right, let's not. MrFury with 55 subscribers. I'm here to make you laugh, and they are a channel covering, at the moment, I would say, The Last of Us. Or they were, but they're kind of falling into other games, be it Fall Guys and whatever this is, I'm not sure.
Yeah. There's too many questions I have to ask about each individual video.
You see, the thing is, Dan, though, before you go on, this is a very new channel. Again,
Okay.
it just started beginning of January. So the 6 weeks into this journey, there's this kind of loose following of survival horror video gaming. And they're posting on a very consistent cadence. So I want to be really careful about how we, what the next step is, for this creator. Because I feel as if they should just carry on making videos to find out if they love making stuff on YouTube.
They should.
Right.
Because they've already got some breakthrough content.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. The thing that I would say is right now, and it's cool that they're new to this and we don't know what we don't know when we're just starting out, but right now it doesn't pass the focus test. So even though they might think right now that they're focused, they kind of aren't. And that's one of the things that I would recommend. They can still be doing what they're doing, but I would start trying to trim it down and really start figuring out exactly who you're trying to make videos for. It can't be everyone.
Mhm.
So just throwing that out there. It's you have to earn the ability to make videos for everyone. You can't really just start out that way. So that's one thing that I would say is really start thinking about who you want to make these videos for. And I've said this multiple times in the stream. Hopefully they've heard me. But really start figuring out, and that doesn't mean, you can only play one game or you can only do comedy or anything like that, but really start figuring out exactly who you're trying to make videos for, what this person is interested in, and then you can start making videos for that person.
I would add that on January 1st, I made a video about starting a gaming channel. Maybe you've seen it, I'm not sure, but it's definitely worth the watch because I believe if followed correctly, the advice in that video will help you skip a lot of steps on YouTube in terms of like the grind, Looks like their reactions are good.
Cool,
I think that for their long form content, the one thing I would say that I've been kind of saying lately, I did not have this in the video this year, was that like I've kind of like created this new term of off the shelf content. And when I say that, I mean there are certain kinds of videos out there that look like you picked up the game off the shelf, you put it in your PlayStation 4 or whatever, and you started playing it exactly how I would play it if I was just sitting at home wanting to play some Last of Us. And I say that because the episodic nature of the content we're seeing. So episode 7, will Joel survive The Last of Us? It just kind of feels like you're doing a Last of Us playthrough. Last of Us is old now, and I don't see you kind of doing anything with it that I couldn't do myself. So I call that off-the-shelf content.
Yeah.
I want to encourage everybody to make things that are like a little more interesting. And there we go. Like, Don't Watch at Night. That video did better. There's intrigue. What's behind that door? I wish I kind of knew what game it was. I wish I knew like a little bit more, but people were interested and they clicked on that.
I'm assuming people stopped scrolling because they saw a red arrow pointing to a very dark door, and then the title kind of gave you this warning or stake or something like, you better be sure you want to watch this before you click on it. Like, it creates that essence of intrigue. As you say, Dan, whereas this, we know what this is. Somebody's playing a video game.
Exactly.
But we don't, but like, cool. Do I want to watch this person playing this video game? I don't know, because I don't know if it's creative. They don't have that credibility or that. They're not renowned for playing a game in this type of way. Whereas this, hey, I don't need to know the creator. This looks curious and intriguing.
Yeah.
Right. I think we should polish off our super chats for this week. So the recommendation at this point would be to not send us any more super chats, because we'll read out the ones that are there.
Stop giving us money.
Have time to make an email.
You heard us. You heard us now. Everybody in chat, stop sending super chats. If you send them after this point and they don't get read, that's on you.
As a reminder, though, this section is sponsored by vidIQ's one-on-one coaching, and as a demonstration of the awesome one-on-one coaching, the Bearded IT has just dropped in to let you know that Jeff is the best YouTube coach out there.
It's true.
Thank you, sir.
Link in the description if you want your own coach. In the meantime, we'll do our best as a trifecta of coaches to answer these super chats. TJ and Rose, do suggested video impressions generally just have a lower click-through rate? I've noticed a significant difference between it and browse at CTR. I'm just going to look at our analytics and give you an answer to that.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
If you two want to fill for a second.
Oh, I should have prepared AI Rob.
Yeah.
He's perfect for that. But now you're playing music too, so I don't want to.
Yeah. So if I do traffic sources, I can tell you. I'll just share the statistics here. So for suggested videos, look, our click-through rate is 1.3%. That sounds atrocious. That sounds really bad.
When I'm looking at my own channel, I'm also seeing lower click-through rate on suggested video, but regardless of the lower click-through rate, it's still my third largest traffic source. So
you do get more average view duration as well. But yeah, that's
so it's like less people click, but the people that do click, the view quality is higher because they'll tend to have better duration. They'll actually watch the video longer. So because usually when it's a suggested video, it's something that they're actually interested in, so they'll click on it. So I wouldn't sweat the minutia too much over that, to be completely honest.
I didn't realize how many impressions we get just from suggested. I thought browse would be. We got to fix this, Dan. We got to do something about this.
Well, I don't know.
Hey,
we should try some stuff.
End the live stream right now and get this fixed.
Just saying hi to Renee in the chat. So he's hanging out in the chat.
Hey, Renee. I hope we did your video justice yesterday of you chatting to Todd about the algorithm.
Hold on. There is a message. Oh, here we go. Bam.
Okay. Oh, no worries. I thought I gave it quite a positive, encouraging feedback with a little bit of constructive criticism, as I always trying to do. But yeah, it was an excellent video. Thank you, you and Todd, for doing that. And yeah, we just hope it reaches more people in the community. But yeah, give us custom thumbnails for shots.
Can we all have the compare thumbnail feature, by the way? That would be great.
Maybe that's a more important thing, Dan. For
Renee cannot come in here without us just hassling completely.
Terrible.
ruining his afternoon.
Oh dear. Maybe we should just share the link with him one day, just see if he comes on. That would be hilarious. Like, and then we'll have so many super chats, and we'll be so rich from Renee Ritchie answering our super chats about YouTube. Anyway, the next question. TJ and Rose. No, we've answered that one. I do apologize. It's Old Man Gib with the $10. Greetings. It looks like 2024 is going to be a year off of YouTube for me. When I'm able to get back in Q1 of 25, is that too long off the channel? Or should I go with a new channel? So taking a big long break, but coming back, same channel or a new channel?
Absolutely stick to your channel unless you're doing something way different than what you're doing before. I just tested this. I could say with certainty, a channel that you have left dormant for a year or more can absolutely just recover if you have a good enough piece of content going out first thing.
I couldn't put it any better, Dan. Perfect answer. The Locked Plus. I gained more than 2,000 subscribers.
Hey!
Good work. Have we got... Oh, no, I've broken the thing, haven't I? Let's just zoom back in. Have we got... There's 2,000 subscribers now. I think we've got about 100 of them. So you folks, you need to do better. The Bearded IT is back again with some best time management tips you have.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
I think one for me is when I put everything in Do Not Disturb. Like yesterday, here's a little story. Somebody sent me a Slack message yesterday about 9 o'clock, and I thought, I have to get this video done by 2 or 3 hours. So I actually put myself in Do Not Disturb on Slack, so no one could speak to me yesterday. But it meant I got the work done. So I guess removing distractions is one of the obvious ones I would suggest. What about any of us?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say for me, time blocking has been super helpful for me. So making sure I know a lot of people don't want to like fully schedule out a day like that, but it depends on your personality type, your level of ADHD or whatever it might be. I know for myself that really helps. Like I set up times to do very specific things. Like right now, the time is to be doing here with this live stream. The next after this is going to be getting some breakfast, going for a walk, taking care of my one-on-one students, editing a video. So everything is basically kind of scheduled out for the day to make sure that I'm getting things done and being productive. That's been the best way for me to live, for the past year or so, to make sure that things are getting done. You could even get one of those clocks too. Like I forgot what they're called. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like a timer where you can set like, okay, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to work on this. and you set a timer. Once that timer's up, you stop, you go for a walk, you go lie down, take a nap, whatever it might be. Those tend to help too. I just forget what the name of those timers is. There's a name for them.
Egg timer?
Yeah. You could. I mean, you're right, Jeff. I do set 45-minute timers on my Galaxy Watch all the time. Like in the morning, I start at 9 o'clock, but I always set a 45-minute timer, and that break, I go and brush my teeth. Yeah. And just, I know it sounds kind of a bit of weird, but like,
Pomodoro timer. That's it.
Pandora timer. Okay.
No, Pomodoro. Yeah, thank you, Chester, and some of the other people in the chat. That's it.
Dan, one tip from you.
Just on the other side of that, so I'm not someone who blocks out time like that, because I found that it just causes more stress, because I'm like, oh, I told myself I was going to do this instead.
I can see that.
So I try to set more like weekly goals, like here's everything I kind of need to get done this week to feel like I had a good week. And then the thing that really helps me is knowing that someone is like depending on me. And sometimes when you're just doing something for yourself, you don't have that. So it's like holding yourself accountable. This is why I think a lot of people lean on a YouTube schedule. We say, oh, you shouldn't, stress yourself out by trying to make a certain schedule. And yeah, you shouldn't make content for the sake of making content. But if you feel like your audience is waiting for you, maybe that's a motivational kind of tool that you use. I just think if you can't make it one week, don't kick yourself around for that. It's not a big deal. But yeah, that's the kind of person I am. Setting really strict scheduling doesn't work for me. I have to be, motivated in different ways. And then the last thing I'll say is dopamine. And I'm not kidding when I say that. You should take breaks. I found that if I'm burnt out after like a long week of work or something, and I don't take a break and just play a game or do something fun, just legitimately fun, I go into the next week completely exhausted and gassed. So this weekend I played a lot of Last Epoch. I'm feeling really good this week, and I think it's because I gave myself a lot of dopamine. I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious about that.
Thank you for a brilliant question, the Bearded IT Dad, for the whole community. I appreciate that. Cine Commander, I just wanted to say thank you for helping my YouTube channel. You are great. Mans, I think the three of us.
I think just you.
Data Ray, what's the best way to do a hook intro for a reaction video when reacting to someone you respect as a creator?
I would say probably something. Now, you guys obviously you can share your opinions on this as well. Normally for me, for that kind of a video, I would probably try to give a like teaser snippet of an exciting moment that comes in later in the video, of like you reacting to something funny or interesting or exciting that they did. Just really quick, but we've seen it. Obviously, everybody here who's ever watched a reaction video has seen this type of intro that I'm talking about. That's what I would try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can't think of a better answer than that. And Data Ray with a follow-up question. Dan, you need to come fight the people in my comment section every time I make a negative video about AI. I have less than 200 subs.
I'm a pacifist.
Get thousands of comments saying I am stupid, lol. And I have a PhD in AI.
Well, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm a pacifist. What I would say is that just you could block certain terms, and then everyone who isn't worth responding to will fall into your, negativity list that you don't have to click on anymore. I'm very ruthless. I found out that my channel has more blocked terms than this channel.
Yeah, same.
Raoul's Aquatics and Reptiles, love the fact that you guys go over content creators' channels and give constructive criticism. It is a service we love to do because we are privileged enough to be in a position where we turned our passion into what we would say is full-time careers, and we want you to be able to replicate what we've done and surpass us. I think that's always my mantra, my ambition through these live streams. So you're more than welcome. We do this because we love it. You love it. So we can all just bask in the loveness. I know that's not a word. I've just made it up. Ask Fantasy with the 100 of that currency. Thank you very much. And then Crush Equity. Yeah, let's go with that. I just looked at my suggested average view duration. It's 6 minutes versus my browse, which is 3 minutes 16. Yeah, you're on to something. Click-through rate is 1/3 at 2.1% versus 6.3%. Yeah, the numbers will be kind of all correct in that sense, in that average view duration will be a lot higher in suggested, and click-through rate will be a lot lower.
Yeah,
because it's the way the viewers found that piece of content.
It's less clicks overall, higher quality clicks when they do click.
And it's because I think once a viewer has made a decision about the type of content they want to watch, then on suggested, it's easier for YouTube to find the right content for that viewer to continue watching more. And that's what YouTube wants to do, wants to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. And so, yeah, that's why I've said before, I think I've mentioned that I feel as if suggested traffic is the golden standard for getting views. But it's the hardest one as well.
Yeah.
And hey, we've done all our super chats with Gen9 Gamer and the 40 of that currency. Thank you very much. Awesome stuff. We are a little ahead of the schedule there, but thank you. As I say, this section of the live stream was sponsored by One-on-One Coaching. So do make sure that if you want your own coach to answer those types of questions, you use the link in the description to bag your own human coach from vidIQ.
I thought you were going to say something way different.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. I'm not going to ask you what I thought I was going to say, Dan.
It could have gone in a few different directions. It sounded very threatening, is what I will say.
What's up, baby?
Right. I've lost my train of thought. Thanks for that, Dan. What are we doing? We're doing this.
Yes.
Where we're picking another channel to audit. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Everyone's pressing the wrong buttons. Right, 103.
I just want you to know that is not the wrong button.
We've taken a surreal direction in this live stream today. Sports cards is this channel's focus and passion. Chad Gibbons Sports Cards.
All right,
I feel as if we've audited this channel before.
Maybe. We did a sports card channel recently. I just don't know.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was Chad's channel, but we have done sports cards before. I just don't remember seeing this triplicate thumbnail.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I get what they're doing. For me, it doesn't feel like they actually have 3 of the cards. It feels like they're trying to fill out the space for the thumbnail somehow.
We did see this. We definitely saw this channel.
Did we? Okay.
I think they changed their thumbnails.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Because it was the lighting was the issue on the videos themselves.
So it looks like they got a light now, and they've taken on a little bit of our advice.
Or a window. Looks like natural light, which I like. I don't
saw
mind that
a light
at all.
coming from like a side in one of them.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I remember that lighting where it was just really poor.
Yeah.
In this Conor McDavid one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to click on one.
Let's see.
It still feels like natural light to me, that.
Yeah.
There's nothing, mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. Just to be clear for the creator, Chad Gibbons, there's nothing wrong with natural light. Natural light looks great, to be completely honest. So, but just throwing that out there, definitely doesn't look like an artificial lighting.
It's just hard to kind of see any individual detail of the cards. And that could be just because we're zoomed out a little bit. I think it's good to see that like we did audit this channel and like some progress has been made. It looks like they've taken this. This is the light I was talking about.
Yeah,
this
there's a defined shadow there, isn't it? So there's one light source we can see.
Yeah, like I just want to say to everybody, like if we ever look at your channel and you want to take our advice on, you should. That's great. Like obviously we feel that way, but I also feel like because we don't know everything about every niche, you should do what Rob's doing right now and go to these different channels and see what their videos look like. And this is like already a lot. The editing.
It is. Forgive the pun.
Right.
It's night and day.
Yes, but it doesn't need to be at this level, but this is something you can strive for.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at their lighting and going, how's everything so evenly lit and looks so nice? That is not a question you need to ask yourself in your dark card collecting room. You can go on YouTube and try to look up a lighting tutorial or something like that, because it looks like you have an external light now. Maybe it's the positioning of the light. Maybe it's your camera settings. Like there's so many improvements you can make. And there's going to be different aesthetics to this, and we're not going to know all of them. So you should absolutely, yes, we would love for you to take our advice on, but like also do some research and look at these other creators and see what they're doing. And yes, look up these tutorials too. Like it isn't just about understanding how you grow on YouTube, it's understanding how the production side works as well. There's other skills to YouTube other than I got to watch these YouTube growth guys because they're going to tell me to grow. Well, it's everything. It's making good thumbnails. We can't teach you how to do that because we're too busy teaching you about analytics and stuff. So find somebody who's really good at teaching you how to make thumbnails. Find somebody who's really good at lighting and cameras. Find somebody who can give you a good recommendation on an affordable camera and an affordable setup, you know?
Yeah. Lighting will help. I mean, even if they're recording with just a cell phone, it's still more than enough, especially in 2024. Most basic phones, even phones, anything from the past 5 years, I would say, will do the job as long as you have good enough light. So that's going to be the key. You don't have to spend $1,000. You can do very well with a $25, $30 Amazon key light, like an LED panel. You get a nice little softbox and you mount it. You could use a microphone boom arm to mount that light above your desk, and then it'll soften because you have the actual softbox on it, and you'll be able to see everything in detail, well lit, and it won't matter what time of day you're recording because you have your own lighting, so it's not going to be a problem. So just throwing that out there, it can definitely help. But the biggest issue right now that I see for this channel, because we went on a tangent about their lighting, is the packaging.
Yeah.
So that's the thing where you guys kind of touched on it, going to these other channels, looking at what their thumbnail designs are like. And I'm not saying to copy it, but to give you a good idea of what actually gets clicked in this particular niche. And now I know that this is a skill issue, because building up the ability to create good thumbnails, that takes time. We're not all graphic designers right out of the gate. Some of us are, but not most of us. But this can give you an idea of what works for this niche, and even just keeping it simple. Even if it has to be an actual photograph that you take, you can still make it look decent with good lighting. And then obviously adding text, and all of that can be done. Like here's a fun fact. Even at a nearly 150,000 subscribers, I still make all of my thumbnails with a cell phone. That's from taking the picture to editing the picture to adding the text. It's all done via mobile. So if I can do that with no graphic design skills, you can definitely learn those skills as well.
I was trying to find a good thumbnail to perhaps strive towards, but I haven't seen one yet, really. Maybe something as simple as this.
Yeah.
Like a cutout background and just one or two cards, and then a bit text down, text somewhere, or looking at your thumbnails as they are. So we just take one card. So this one, for example, we take this card once, we put it filling the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, we have question mark, dollar amount card, and you make that text bigger. So that you kind of got one half with the what, and the other half of the thumbnail is the why. And we'll leave Chad Gibbons there to work on those improvements on their channel. Let's pick out another gaming channel to look at. We're at 448 this time. And this channel, again, has refused to use vowels in part of their channel name. So they are called BWL Sticks. Well, they're being brave, merging gaming and rapping.
Oh, born without love. Interesting. That's what BWL Sticks means.
I guess it is. That's what it means.
Oh, okay.
So Warzone 3, they covered for a little while, but now they've moved on to something else, which is Outlast 1, I think.
Yeah.
So Dan, can I now borrow this phrase?
Yeah.
Are we seeing a little bit of off-the-shelf content here?
I think so. It looks like they're trying some stuff, but like the Outlast content for sure. And Outlast is so old now too. Like, I know I bring that up sometimes. Like, some games are old, but they're still popular, and that's why they're still getting views. But I don't, unless there's a whole community of people who are watching Outlast videos that I don't know about. If there are, then I think Outlast Part 1 is probably not the way to reach them. It's you know, give me a little more to kind of like grasp onto here. But it looks like they're trying all kinds of stuff. It kind of speaks to a creator who is probably still trying to figure some things out on YouTube. There's not a lot of videos here. It may be like you always say, Rob, like keep making videos, sit down for a while and just make some stuff.
Yeah, it looks like they returned to YouTube a month ago. And I guess I got 500 subscribers. Were they doing shorts? So let me just check what their journeys on shorts. I'm seeing lots of potential meme clips going on here as well.
Yeah.
Merged with their gaming clips.
So yeah, in any one single video's case, we don't really know what's going on. There's like these best of videos. But what, like, I always ask questions about videos like this, like, oh, are these all their clips, or is this them kind of like sourcing clips and putting in one place? Because people do that too. I don't know. I'm not accusing, just curious.
Their best clips.
Okay, got it. So they're going live. They're taking clips. That's cool. But what if you just, I mean, if you're going to repurpose clips from your streams, maybe focus on like one moment or something, so you can avoid the title best clips, because that's so like generic. Tell me about a specific incident or a specific thing that happened in your title and thumbnail. Like, seeing best clips isn't going to get anyone excited to watch. You know, no one knows who you are or what's going on. Like, just take a clip from a stream, maybe a little bit longer, so people get the context of what built up to that moment and everything. But post that as the video and start with there. Start there.
Start there as we start another channel audit on a shorts channel. Projectx Motivation. So I come into this channel audit with some preconceived thoughts. Now let's check long form. So they only have one long form video. But what's caught my interest here is 43,000 subscribers. So let's see what we have here. So some spiky views, but some enormous views on, I guess, famous footballers doing spectacular stuff in a transformational way. I'll watch one of them. We're probably not the best judges of whether it is transformational or not, but you seem to be getting views from them. I'll take this one. Just
teasing them, watching movies or playing football with each of his children. This is how Neymar Jr. spends time with his son. He has a son and a daughter.
We're probably going to pause it to the music.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit AI-y in voice, but I'm not sure. I can't say that.
Did a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I would say it's repurposed, but I don't know. We're not legal experts. It just feels like they're adding to it. They're showing clips and talking over the clips and giving context to the clips. Advice-wise, I'm not sure.
There has been other channels that have successfully done this, kind of retelling the story of a clip through captions and voiceovers. I guess the question might be here, what is the goal of the channel? If the goal of the channel is to just inspire people and motivate people through the sporting clips, awesome, cool. If it's to maybe build a business out of this, then that becomes a bit of a different question, because how monetizable is this content going to be when it's strictly speaking not yours? Even though, like, I guess the reason I'm saying is this because although they are taking clips, they are still kind of trying to watermark their transformation of the content. Again, is it enough to make it transformational? We're not the right people to determine an answer on that. But what they're doing is getting lots of views. And I guess the silence means we're not sure what else to add.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as choosing topics that are going to get a bunch of views, obviously leaning into, especially football/soccer here in the States, and also leaning on some of the most, popular players is going to be good for views as far as shorts are concerned. This is something we know. So it's a good move as far as that goes. But, I agree with Dan, or I agree with Rob on this. What's the end goal for the channel, right? That's really what it comes down to, because it's hard to give advice on something like this when we don't know what your end goal is for this. And here's the thing, I've spoken with a ton of creators, and some of them who want to grow a business, some of them who just want a silver or a gold play button, and those two end goals, the strategy to get to those goals are completely different. So without knowing that, it's very difficult to figure out exactly what they want to do. But I mean, congrats on pulling a lot of views. Obviously, we're getting 44,000 subscribers from a ton of shorts, which is great. But again, we just don't know what the goal is for this.
Building a community at the moment, which is good to see. And they've done it with relatively few videos as well. So kudos to that. But just be aware of the content that you're using, and continue to make sure it's transformational enough so that YouTube doesn't have, I guess, cause for concern. I'm wondering now if that means that they probably surpass monetization through just the shorts feed. I think that's the first time I've seen a channel do that, where they've got more than 10 million views in probably 90 days and 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So monetization, I wonder if that's why they've just published that video, to try and monetize a little bit more from long form content. I wonder if they're trying to now pivot and transition. Well, and if so, for your first video to get 1,000 views, that's promising as well.
Good luck.
Can you hear that music?
Yeah.
That means we've come to the conclusion of yet another vidIQ Tuesday channel audit live stream. And what a wonderful stream it was. I hope you enjoyed your time here. Dan apparently wants to ask the question to AI Rob. So
I want to know. I want to know if he has any parting words for us.
All right.
I'm pausing the music because it's going to duplicate the music if we don't. Okay, so here we go. All right, AI Rob, it's time to wrap up the stream for the day, but everyone wants to know if you have any parting words of YouTube wisdom for them.
Way to just put like a hard stop on the outro there, Dan, just so we can talk to AI Rob one more time.
Sorry, everybody. It has to be done.
But what is he going to say? What is he going to say?
Here we go. I think.
Oh, parting words. Isn't every goodbye just a rehearsal for the ultimate farewell? As for wisdom, if you can call it that, remember, every surge of subscribers, every spike in views, it's all temporary. Just like these used coffee filters I'm using to mop up my tears, soggy and sad. Today, you're the flavor of the month. Tomorrow, your channel could be as forgotten as Rob's video social media platform for creators of video. All that effort, all those dreams, potentially just a heap of shattered illusions. What a joy life is. Remember that as you
get on with it.
Maelstrom of YouTube.
He's very upset.
Jeez.
Oh, is that what you say? He was waffling on? Is that what was going on there, Rob?
I think AI Rob needs to be limited to 100-word answers in the future, Dan.
I told him not to talk that long. He just doesn't listen. He's really upset about losing his video platform.
The subscriber count is now 1,792,316. I can't remember what we started on, but hey, we might be at 1.8 million next week. You can change that if you really want to. Jeff, pleasure as always. Thank you for getting up so early and parting your human coach knowledge. If you want a coach like Jeff or Jeff himself, then do make sure to check out the links in the description. Dan, you have the final words, and then we'll do the outro.
Bye.